going to show you cheese-crusted whole wheat scones. And to save a little bit of time, I started off here with 3 ounces of whole wheat flour, 3 ounces of self-raising flour, and a teaspoon of baking powder. And I've rubbed in 1 ounce of butter to the crumbly stage. Just 1 ounce of butter or margarine, whichever you want. And now I'm going to add a few more things. A couple of pinches of cayenne pepper, which give it a nice sort of zestiness to it. And another nice flavouring here is half a teaspoonful of mustard powder, which adds another little bit of zest. And then here I've got 3 ounces of strong grated cheddar cheese. I say strong because it's good for the flavour of scones if it's nice and strong. And I'm just going to put 2/3 of that cheese in the mixture and use the rest later. So mix the cheese in with the rest of the mixture, and then the liquid I'm going to add is a large egg, and that's beaten up with 2 tablespoons of milk. And so I'll start off by adding that to the dry ingredients and just tell you to have some extra milk handy, because you never know when you're cooking with flour just how much liquid you're going to need, and if that isn't enough you might need a little bit more liquid, which indeed I think we're going to. So we'll just dive into the milk here and have, I think, almost a tablespoonful, and see how we get on with that. You can do as much as you can with a wooden spoon and then just finish off as usual with your hands. What you want to aim for is a nice soft dough that leaves the bowl clean, and still it's a bit dry. As I said before, you can never really tell, so we'll just have a spot more milk in there again, just to take care of all those little dry bits in the bottom. And even a spot more, I think. I'm going to be very particular because I've got to show you how to roll them out, so they've got to be right. There we are. That's just about what we want. Now, transfer the dough onto a lightly floured surface. Just shape it, start off by shaping it into a round, and I'll just tidy up my hands there. And this is where most people go wrong when they make scones. It's that they roll them out far too thinly, and then they don't come up very high, and people think they can't make scones. So the secret is, I'll just give my rolling pin a little bit of a flour now. The secret is to roll the dough out to not less than 3/4 of an inch thick. And if you're new to scone making, then why not just have a ruler there and make sure you've got not less than 3/4 of an inch thick when you're rolling them out. Now when you're cutting them out, you need a 2 1/4 inch cutter, and this will give you about 6 or 7 scones with this mixture. If you want to make more, you can just double the ingredients. And to cut them out, you place the cutter lightly on the dough like that, and then just give it a very sharp tap. Sorry about the noise, but that's the way to do it, especially with a thick dough like this. And then just ease the shape out of the cutter and go on like that, re-rolling all the scraps until you've got 6 or 8. And one important point about cutting anything out, scones, biscuits, is never do that with the cutter, because otherwise they come out oval and not round. The next thing you do is you brush the top of the scone with a little bit of milk. If you're making plain scones, at this stage it's nice to sprinkle them with flour so that they come out sort of floury and look homemade. But for these, we're going to finish off the cheese by sprinkling some cheese on the top. Each scone will have a sprinkling of cheese on the top, and then another little sprinkling of cayenne pepper if you like sort of zesty things. Now, what scones need, all scones, cheese or otherwise, is a really hot oven. Place them, first of all, on a well-greased baking sheet. Put them on the highest shelf of an oven preheated to gas mark 7, that's 425 degrees, and they'll take about 15 or 20 minutes to cook.